Today's topic is domain and range from equations. So yesterday we did domain and range from graphs, and now we're going to do it from equations, and then we're going to kind of sketch the graph. Okay? So, in Algebra 1 and Algebra 2, you should have seen these basic parent functions. I know at least in Algebra 1 you should have seen number 1, 2, and 3. And then in Algebra 2, you should have seen 1, 2, and 3, but also you should have seen 4, 5, and 6. So these are basic ones. We should know at least the general idea of what it should look like. With more complicated, like linear equations or parabolas or quadratics, you might need a calculator or you might have to plug in points, but for these basic ones, we should be able to do without the calculator and be able to find the domain and range. So if y equals x, we should know that's a linear equation. That's a line. And so we know that lines always have go on forever. So if we were going to write the domain and the range, I'm going to write it in interval notation. It should go from negative infinity to positive infinity. So we should know that the domain, because it keeps going on forever and ever and ever and ever, just like so. We have one arrow. Both of them have arrows, so we know that the domain goes on forever. And that means the range also is from negative infinity to positive infinity. Okay. X squared, anytime you have x squared, you should know that it is a parabola or a U-shaped graph. And if you plugged in x and y values, you can just randomly pick any x and y values. So if I said, like, if x is negative 3 squared is 9, because negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. And then negative 2 is 4, because negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. Negative 1 is positive 1. 0, 0, 1 is 1, and etc. So now we should basically know the general shape of my graph, and we should be able to graph a pretty accurate picture if I had a mouse. So there. Okay. So regardless, we should know that the domain for parabolas is also, you can put any x value in this equation you want. So my domain goes from negative infinity to positive infinity. Our range is a little bit different because if I actually graphed this better, it should be all the way down here. So it should be more like that or like that. Sorry, it's getting worse and worse every time. Should be more like that. So my range, the bottom of my graph is at down here, so that's 0, and it's included, so that's a closed bracket to positive infinity. Okay. So now let's go ahead and graph the basic general features of these other graphs. We should know that this one, no matter what x value you put in, y is always going to be a positive 3. So that means it should be a straight line, just like that, on positive 3. So that should be on positive 3. Sorry, my line is not very straight. Okay, my domain, this time I'm going to write it in set builder notation, but you can write it in interval notation. I'm just practicing my set builder. So x such that negative infinity is less than x, which is less than positive infinity, in closed bracket. Okay, my range, I'm going to say that's r. Y such that y is always 3. x to the third power. You can plug in points just like you did for x squared, but you should know that the general shape of the graph looks something like I like to call it kind of a squiggly line. So let's see if I can hit all these points. Oops, nope, didn't. Let's try that again. Close enough. Okay. And so we should know that my domain, and I'm going to write my domain again in set builder notation just so I can practice my set builder notation. Open brackets, curly brackets, x such that from negative infinity to positive infinity, close brackets. My range, same thing, because it goes on forever in both directions. Y such that negative infinity, y, positive infinity, and then curly brackets. This squiggly line right here is a curly brackets. It just kind of got a little crazy at the end. Sorry about that. Let me fix that. There you go. Okay. And so the last two equations that we should know about, or we should know the general shape of, is absolute value and y equals 1 over x. So absolute value, we should know. If you're not sure, you can plug in points. Okay, so let's just pick an, let's just start with -5. So the absolute value of -5 is 5. The absolute value of -4 is 4, and so on. So -5, -5, -4, -4. The absolute value of -3 is +3. Absolute value of -2 is +2. The absolute value of -1 is 1. And then 0. And basically, I should have said this in the beginning, and I apologize. Absolute values is just basically how far away is this number from 0. So like if x is -5, it is 5 spaces away from 0, so that's why the absolute value of -5 is 5. The absolute value of -4 is 4 units away from 0, so that's why it is 4, and so on. So we should kind of see that this is a V-shaped graph like that. Okay? So my domain, I'm going to write it in interval notation this time so I can practice. I can plug any x value I want, so my domain goes from -infinity to +infinity. And then my range is from 0 to +infinity. Okay. So my last one, y divided by x. So I could plug in points just like I did for the last one, absolute value. But if that is just way too complicated and you're just really confused, you can go to desmos.com and just click graphing calculator. And then we're just going to type in y equals 1 divided by x. And there you go, it graphs it for me. So to get a more accurate picture of points, if I hit this cogwheel, and then see how it has a table right here, convert it to a table, and look, it does it for me. So I'm just going to copy those points right onto my graph. So it says -2, -0.5. So -2, -0.5, -1, -1. 0 is undefined. So remember that when x is 0, there's going to be a invisible asymptote. And then I'm going to graph 1, 1, and then 2, comma, 0.5. And you can plug other x values into this equation. All you have to do is put like x is 3 or 4 or whatever, and it'll do it for you. Okay, and then we're just going to draw the general shape of our graph. Now I'm drawing it on the computer, so it's not going to be the best one, but will do. Okay, so if you look at this, my domain is going to be, there's only one number that I can't plug into this domain, and that is 0. So you're going to do from negative infinity to 0, union 0 to positive infinity. Okay, my range is the same thing. The only thing that is not included is 0. Okay, and just note you can't plug 0 into this equation because you can't have a number in the denominator as 0. That would make it undefined. Okay, so now you're going to go ahead and start on your practice. Don't forget that you are going to submit your notes from this video, so make sure you are taking notes.